KY3 News on the Ozarks CW starts now.
Good morning. It's a first alert weather day. The second round of snow this week is making a mess of the morning commute. Lexi Spivak is in the alert center with a big backup on I-44. Elizabeth Van Mitri will have live reports on the road conditions.
But first, Brandon tells us when this snow, like we're seeing here in Lebanon, will be out of our area and the warm-up will be on its way. Brandon?
Well, the clock's ticking on this snow already. We're going to see it kind of diminish with time. The back edge already beginning to move in. And southwest Missouri, it's not completely gone. We're going to see some snow showers or flurries, even that don't show up on radar. So where you see the big gap, yeah, still could be spitting a few flakes. But the steady snow, still in Springfield, but not for much longer. Probably within the next hour, this will have moved on. It's still snowing pretty steady across most of the northern parts of our counties. So it's let up in Bolivar, but it's still going strong in Lebanon right now, up through about Camdenton, and everything moving northeast. But you can see the decreasing trend in just the last couple of hours on the radar loop, and that trend should continue. Temps are well warmer than yesterday, but still in the teens, and our high temps this afternoon about 20. It starts a trend in the 7-day. I'll have that for you in a few minutes.
Brandon, thank you. The snow is making a big mess on our roads this morning.
Elizabeth Van Mitri has been checking on those road conditions, and what are you seeing right now outside of the vehicle?
Yeah, I decided to take a step out of the vehicle because honestly, photojournalist Thomas Leonard and I have been in a car together for 3 straight days now covering roads, and there's nothing left for us to talk about, but also so that I can show you that the roads are covered, but so are the sidewalks. So we're seeing a lot of commuters walking actually on the actual roads. It's something else that you need to be cautious about when you're driving around. We've seen dozens of people walking on roads this morning, which are already slippery. So keep that in mind as you're heading out today. Just another thing for you to be watching out for. Now, I did speak to MoDOT. They are seeing some issues again with their fuel gelling up because of the temperatures in their tanks. They said they've had to go to several truck stops to try to get their equipment fueled. It is just one of the challenges that they are facing this morning. That other challenge being, well, they are continuing to see snow pile back up on roads that they have already been working on. When it comes to your commute this morning, they say the best thing that you can do today is delay it.
If you have to get out, definitely delay your time. If you can call in and get permission to, come into work a little late, that's going to help you out a lot because we haven't really had a chance to make very many loops on the routes since this heavy band of snow came through. So the roads are completely covered. We lost a lot of ground from yesterday. Yesterday we were looking much better. Today we're basically kind of starting from scratch. So
what I will say is the past couple of days while we've been covering snow coverage, we have not gotten out of our cars because it has been way too cold. We've been below 0. Today we can definitely feel a difference. It may be a good day if you're staying at home for your kids to go out and play in the snow just a little bit. Reporting from Springfield, Elizabeth Van Mitri. Back to you.
Elizabeth, thank you. Stay warm and safe out there. Lexi Spivak is in the alert center this morning to tell us about a big backup on I-44 west of Springfield. Lexi?
Yeah, good morning, Jackie. So this is I-44 headed westbound right near Halltown. Okay, let's put this full on your screen for you because this is really the first look we are getting at this when it's a little bit lighter outside. So again, I-44 headed westbound just past exit 57, which is Missouri 96. That's the camera that we're looking at right now, just past Halltown. The left lane is closed at this time. This is the latest update, so you can see traffic kind of slowly getting around, I think, a little bit there. It's a little hard to tell because of the weather. So everyone, please be careful in this area this morning. They're hoping to have this cleaned up soon. We can't confirm that this is 100% weather related, but we do know that this did involve a couple of tractor trailers. Okay, we're also working on getting updates on any injuries. You can see this in this area here. They do have a detour set up. And if I scroll down a little bit here, I want to click on the delay, the real-time traffic. You can see it's red right there and then slowed down is that yellow. It goes on for quite a while. So if you're headed westbound, or we're going to try to this morning, you might want to rethink those plans in general. In Springfield, our live cameras are looking pretty good right now. The roads are covered. We've been saying it all morning. So if you are leaving your house, you definitely need to allow that extra time. We are seeing a couple of stalled vehicles. I do have a non-injury crash on US 65 southbound before James River Freeway. So be careful out there, everybody.
All right, Lexi, Elizabeth, Brandon, team coverage for us this morning. Thank you so much, and we'll check back with you all in just a little bit. Meanwhile, power companies across the Ozarks are under an energy emergency alert. They're asking you to help save energy when you can. The Southwest Power Pool, which covers most of the Ozarks, calls the current situation a level 2 alert. If we move to level 3, that's when those rolling blackouts start up. The current national energy crisis isn't just limited to big companies in big cities. It's also having an impact on smaller companies in rural areas like Liberty Utilities. It's a huge challenge to keep the flow of energy going to those rural places, whether it's a rolling blackout or a complete power outage.
One of the challenges is just that we do have so many rural areas, and so we are spread out across a large geography. But we've got great crews, and they are out there, they are working, and you know what kind of condition it is outside.
Texas is dealing with the most power outages again this morning. Nearly 3 million people are out in that state. So let's just take a look. When we click on there, we can see right now they have just under 3 million people out of power. But a very different situation when we look here at our home state, Missouri, looking very different than yesterday, too. We can see statewide just 190 power outages. When we look down in our area, Greene County, 0 customers are out right now. When we scroll over to the natural state, again, very different than what we saw yesterday. We saw a lot of yellow here in the central area. Right now, state outages just about 466 at the moment.
Well, here's some advice from utility companies to keep you safe and warm. If you use a generator, make sure it's properly set up and well ventilated. If you don't own one, cover up any gaps around the doors and windows to keep that cold air out. Close off any rooms also you're not using. Wear layers of clothing and grab some blankets.
The city of Everton is issuing a boil advisory due to a well house freezing up. Right now, the city is telling their customers to boil water for 3 minutes prior to drinking or for any food prep. They're also saying avoid using the ice from your household ice makers, like the ones in your freezer. The advisory says water used for bathing is still okay.
Meanwhile, check out this video right here. Freezing cold temperatures doing some serious damage to pipes and water mains. This is video of a huge mess at the Aspen Apartments in Springfield Monday night when a pipe burst. Some of the renters there compared it to a scene off of the movie Titanic. Water flooding the staircase and then heading into a couple of rooms.
Got dressed, went outside, and I heard a bunch of noise and like rushing water. It was like, you ever been by a waterfall? That's what it sounded like. So walked over here, and there was just a group of people, and I was like, what in the heck is going on? And they're like, just go look. And I looked, and it was bad.
Springfield Fire Department helped clean up that mess on Tuesday, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The fire chief says many calls lately have been due to water pipe bursts, which then can lead to power outages.
Dangerously cold temperatures continue to keep warming shelters full. We have a link to the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services site at KY3.com, which shows where warming shelters are located. You can find the numbers and locations of all of these shelters by clicking on the pins that you see on the map.
Now, if you need a review of those maps and how to handle this cold weather, just head online, KY3.com. Look for this headline, First Alert Weather, Resources for the Wintry Weather in the Ozarks. Very bottom of the page, that's where the warming shelters map is located. Just above that, you have the road conditions for Missouri and Arkansas. Also have a live look at the tower cams and, of course, the school closings, as we have more than 260 closures or virtual days in our viewing area, Brandon, and folks are trying to take it as easy as they can when they head out on those roadways today.
Now, the good news is the steady snow is about to end. We're already seeing it kind of break up, and that process is going to continue. You can see the back edge of this stuff, a big hole anyway, over southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and that's moving northeast with the snow generally decreasing. I'll have a look at the hour by hour and the forecast through 7 days when I come back.
And now, KY3 First Alert Weather.
Good morning, everyone. The snow is moving out, but we still have these roads impacted by heavy snowpack.
Absolutely. And Brandon, you're talking about later today we could see a warm up.
Yeah, well, that's a very relative term. So, but yes, it's better than yesterday already by some 20-some degrees. We're above zero. Let's talk about the big picture here. First of all, you can actually see this is a little bit of a twist there in the snow. That's an upper piece of energy going through, and then we've got this big hole that's opened up. Northwest Arkansas, far southwest Missouri, a little snow extending back through Oklahoma. But you can just see how the trend here has been to decrease over the last couple of hours. Down here to the south, we've got kind of a blossoming of heavier snow northeast Texas to, well, far southern Arkansas, and that area is going to move northeast, but the low pressure here is going to take over, so to speak, and so our lift will decrease. You can see how it's sort of a separate area of snow. Here's a little closer look at it, and you can see that we've got some darker blue shades in there still, indicating somewhat heavier snow. This is up through the Camdenton area now. I'll move the map just here a little bit, and you can see for Morgan, well, Morgan's on the lighter edge of this. Mary's in Miller County pretty covered up with it, and then it extends southwest all the way to Springfield. We'll zoom in just a little bit here. It looks like the snow is breaking up a little bit out there, so let's say toward Republic or so, but still a steady snow. It hasn't quit yet, but you can see it's not very far west before we get out of it. Now, I'll say this, even though it doesn't show up on radar, this is a scenario today where the temperatures are cold enough. We're probably going to see some flurries coming out of the cloud cover, whether or not we actually see it on radar. So light snow showers or flurries may continue through much of the day. Very widely scattered snow showers across our deep south counties, and then from let's just say south of Mountain Home all the way down to Marshall, there's another band of snow there. Most of the reports that have come in this morning are somewhere between 2 and 3 inches. That includes Houston, West Plains, here in Springfield, down at Jasper, Arkansas, all kind of within the same range. And the accumulating snow is this batch here. Watch the last few frames, how we have this dark blue. It was a heavy band for a while, and then whoosh, see how it's shrinking? That process will continue today, and really over the next couple of hours, there's not going to be a whole lot left other than very light snow. Look at the Weather Watcher temps this morning, and certainly better than yesterday, although any ordinary morning, we'd say this is pretty darn cold. 6 degrees, or rather 6 degrees in Washburn. Get my eyes adjusted here. 12 degrees in Springfield, 17 in Branson, and there is a little bit of a wind chill right now, so it's running down around 0. We're currently -1 in Springfield, -2 in Harrison. So our high temps today, yes, as Jackie said, a warm-up, but that's, of course, relative to yesterday, and it's only by a few degrees. 20 degrees this afternoon, 22 in Harrison, and a southeast breeze kind of turning east. And because the air is going to be so cold tonight, the clouds may still produce some light snow flurries. 7 degrees in Missouri, 10 in Arkansas. And then I'm thinking we're going to be colder still on Friday morning. In fact, there's some concern we could drop below 0 if the sky clears out, because high pressure is going to be moving overhead. But then we go back to freezing in the afternoon, and that warming trend continues until we're in the 50s next week.
I don't think I've said this before, but bring on the next work week, Brandon. Thank you so much. Springfield police say 2 men got away with $60 worth of pizza from a Domino's delivery driver this morning. Police say the driver took those pizzas to the 2400 block of West Lincoln. That's between Mount Vernon and Walnut Street around 2:30. 2 men standing on the corner approached the driver. One of the men showed the driver a gun and asked for the food. The good news is they didn't take any money, and the driver was not hurt.
The Stone County Sheriff's Office is looking for a Springfield man who they say shot another man in the neck. Saturday's shooting happened at a house on H Highway. A witness told deputies the suspect took off after the shooting. The Sheriff's Office is looking for this man, Anthony Tony Sandridge. Sandridge also has a warrant out of Berry County. He's believed to be in the Springfield area. If you see him, call 911 or your local police department. The victim is in stable condition and is expected to survive.
All right, thanks so much. If you're just joining us, we got a big update on that crash along I-44. The right lane is now open, so they're inching by. We're going to keep you updated on the Springfield portion of your morning drive coming up.
Welcome back. It is 7:18. This is a live look outside. The streets are snow-packed. We're keeping an eye on those road conditions for a very snowy commute this morning. In about 10 minutes, we'll talk with Elizabeth Van Mitri of what she's seeing out there, as well as our photojournalist Thomas Leonard as they drive around the city. We do want to say that Missouri State tweeted that all day, evening, and Zoom classes are closed, but online classes, they will go on as scheduled.
In today's Moms and Money, many families have spent the past week huddled inside trying to stay warm. Whether it's bitterly cold outside or soaring temperatures, one thing remains constant: your kids' energy. When it was too cold to head to the park last week, my family and I went to explore the jungle gym.
When it looks like this outside, it's easy to daydream of burying your feet in the sand in a far-off place. When that isn't available, you can always head to the jungle gym.
It's an indoor playground designed for kids up to age 8.
Located in Shields Plaza on South Campbell, it's a space owner Toby Raisler says offers something unique in the area.
It's a space where families can play together. You know, we encourage our parents to get into the sandbox and play with their kids in the sandbox, as well as swings and a trampoline, as well as a baby area.
And it's not all play. Raisler says a lot of work gets done at the Jungle Gym, too.
And because we offer the Wi-Fi, there are parents who can do the homeschooling piece, the virtual learning piece, whether other kids are playing.
Over the past year, many parents have been walking a tightrope of patience, with emotions swinging back and forth. Raisler says the space is giving parents a place to find friendship and connect with others.
But because our facility is set up that you can see your kid everywhere here, you can have those conversations, say, with another mom or meet somebody new and have a conversation.
It's something that mom of 2, Emily Kavanaugh, says has been crucial over the past year.
It's really easy when your kid is playing with another kid and then you just are standing next to a fellow parent and you're saying, oh my gosh, look at how well they're doing, blah, blah, blah. And then before you know it, you're exchanging phone numbers and hanging out at the park next week.
And as a stay-at-home mom, Kavanaugh says it's important for her family to find affordable outings.
Rank's pretty high for us because it's just paying for the kids. There's not really a fee for the adults.
So when it's a jungle out there, just head inside and let their imaginations run wild.
I spent just over $22 for my 3 kids to go to the Jungle Gym. Your entrance fee lasts the entire day, and you can leave and actually come back after nap time if you like. Now, they are limiting the numbers during the day due to COVID, so if you do want to head that way, they do ask you to give them a call first. They have open play times Tuesday through Saturday. On Mondays, they're only open for private parties, which you can book for those kids who have immune-compromised systems or they have other medical needs.
After watching that video, I think you guys were in trouble once the twins start driving. That little one was just taking the wheel
wild
all over
on the road.
Meanwhile, emergency crews responded after a roof collapsed yesterday at a church in Northeast Columbia. Firefighters went to the Living Faith Apostle Church just after 3:30. Now, no one was inside when that roof collapsed, and no injuries have been reported. Snow and ice are believed to have contributed to that roof's collapse. The world's largest snow maze has opened in Western Canada. An unseasonably warm winter in Canada delayed the opening, but the polar vortex finally moved through the area, so it was cold enough to be built. According to the owner, the maze is bigger than ever, along with those COVID-19 restrictions in place, of course.
7:21 this morning. In just a minute, Lexi will have another look at the traffic here in the Ozarks. Right now, a live look outside on the roads as you head out for your day. We'll have more of the updated weather next.
This is a KY3 News Update.
Good morning, everybody. We are following the roads outside, getting you ready if you have to head out the door for work.
That's right. Lexi Spivak is joining us in the Alert Center this morning with road conditions and around other parts of the Ozark. Lexi, what are you seeing right now?
Good morning, Chad and Jackie. Yeah, now if you're just joining us, we've been tracking this crash along I-44 headed westbound right out near Halltown. Okay, so specifically, this is our camera at I-44 and Missouri 96. You can see the extreme slowdown there. We know this involved maybe 1 or 2 tractor trailers earlier this morning around 5 o'clock. And now the rest of traffic is inching by in the right lane right now, trying to figure out if that right lane is open for good or are they just trying to get that backed up traffic out of the way. But again, you want to avoid this area. We're going to keep you up to date on Ozarks Today.
And we've gotten a couple more inches of snow in Springfield today. Brandon will be back with much more information.